California is bracing for a powerful storm. A massive atmospheric river is poised to drench the state. Heavy rain, high winds, and potential flooding are forecast. This storm, one of the strongest this year, is expected to impact much of California. Southern California is also in its path. Atmospheric rivers are like rivers in the sky. They carry vast amounts of water vapor. These storms can bring much-needed rain. However, they can also trigger dangerous flooding and mudslides. The terrain in California, marked by steep mountains and valleys, is particularly vulnerable. Coastal communities are on high alert for potential coastal flooding and erosion. Strong winds and high surf could batter the coastline. The storm's impact will be closely monitored by meteorologists and emergency services. Residents are urged to heed all warnings and advisories. This latest storm highlights the state's vulnerability to extreme weather events. California's climate is prone to cycles of drought and deluge. As the planet warms, these cycles are becoming more intense and unpredictable. This poses significant challenges for water management and disaster preparedness. As the storm approaches, the California Office of Emergency Services, or Cal-OES, is working to protect communities. This is especially critical in areas recently impacted by wildfires. Wildfires strip the land of vegetation, making it susceptible to mudslides and debris flows during heavy rainfall. Cal-OES is installing protective measures in wildfire burn areas. These include debris barriers and erosion control structures. The goal is to prevent mud and debris from flowing into homes and businesses. These measures are crucial for safeguarding lives and property in vulnerable communities. Resources are being strategically positioned across the state. Firefighters, swift water rescue teams, and other emergency personnel are on standby. They are ready to respond to flooding, mudslides, and other storm-related emergencies. Cal-OES is coordinating with local, state, and federal agencies to ensure a swift and effective response. The state is urging residents to prepare for the storm. This includes having an emergency plan, securing loose objects outdoors, and staying informed about weather updates and evacuation orders if necessary. Preparation is key to mitigating the impacts of such extreme weather events. While the approaching storm brings hopes of easing the drought, concerns remain about California's long-term water supply. The state's snowpack, a vital source of water, is below average for this time of year. The Sierra Nevada snowpack acts as a natural reservoir. It stores water during the winter months, gradually releasing it as it melts in the spring and summer. This snowmelt feeds rivers and reservoirs, providing a significant portion of the state's water supply. A below-average snowpack means less water will be available during the crucial dry season. The Lake Tahoe Basin, a key indicator of the Sierra snowpack, has only a 30% chance of reaching a normal peak snowpack by April 1st. This is concerning for water managers who rely on the snowpack to replenish reservoirs and meet the state's water needs. The current drought, now in its fourth year, has already significantly depleted reservoirs and strained water resources. The lack of snowpack worsens an already precarious situation. It underscores the need for continued conservation efforts and innovative water management strategies. As California grapples with the challenges of drought and flood, scientists are working on innovative ways to improve water management and forecasting. One promising area of research involves the use of weather balloons to study atmospheric rivers. In the Yuba-Sutter region, scientists are launching weather balloons equipped with advanced sensors. These sensors collect data on temperature, humidity, wind speed, and other atmospheric conditions within atmospheric rivers. This data helps scientists better understand the dynamics of these storms and improve forecasts of their intensity and path. Meanwhile, a NASA-led study is providing valuable insights into coastal changes along the California coastline. Using satellite data, researchers are pinpointing areas that are sinking and rising. This information is crucial for predicting future sea level rise and its potential impacts on coastal communities. Understanding these changes is critical for developing effective adaptation strategies. These include building seawalls, restoring coastal ecosystems, and relocating critical infrastructure. The study highlights the interconnectedness of water resources and the need to address climate change impacts holistically. Section 5, Troubled Waters, Industrial Contaminants, and Environmental Justice. A new study has revealed a disturbing trend: the presence of unregulated industrial contaminants in some U.S. drinking water systems. This issue disproportionately affects Hispanic communities, raising concerns about environmental justice. The study, published in the journal EOS, found that certain industrial chemicals are contaminating drinking water sources in several states, including California. These chemicals, often used in manufacturing and industrial processes, can have serious health effects, even at low levels of exposure. Hispanic communities are disproportionately located near industrial facilities that release these contaminants. This proximity puts them at higher risk of exposure to these harmful chemicals. The findings underscore the need for stricter regulations on industrial discharges and greater investment in water infrastructure, especially in vulnerable communities. Environmental justice advocates are calling for increased monitoring of industrial contaminants in drinking water and for holding polluters accountable for the harm they cause. They argue that everyone, regardless of their race or socioeconomic status, has the right to clean and safe drinking water. Section 6. Water wars, legal battles, and political turmoil. Water management in California has long been contentious, leading to legal battles and political disputes. Environmental groups are suing the Trump administration over the white sturgeon in San Francisco Bay. They argue that inaction jeopardizes the species, facing threats from habitat loss and pollution. Trump's executive order on water management policies has sparked outrage and legal challenges. Section 7. Investing in resilience. New funding for water infrastructure. Amidst the challenges of drought, flood, and political wrangling, there is some good news for California's water future. Proposition 4. A $10 billion bond measure for climate resilience, water, and natural resource management passed in November. This significant investment will fund a wide range of projects aimed at improving the state's water security. The bond measure includes funding for projects such as upgrading aging water infrastructure. This includes repairing and replacing leaky pipes, improving water treatment facilities, and modernizing irrigation systems to reduce water waste. Enhancing water storage involves building new reservoirs, expanding existing ones, and investing in groundwater recharge projects to increase the state's water storage capacity. Restoring ecosystems encompasses projects aimed at restoring wetlands, rivers, and forests to improve water quality, enhance habitat for fish and wildlife, and increase the state's resilience to climate change. Proposition 4 represents a significant step towards securing California's water future. It demonstrates the state's commitment to investing in sustainable water management practices and adapting to the challenges of a changing climate. Section 8. From fire to flood, navigating a landscape in peril. California's landscape bears the scars of recent wildfires, and these burn areas now face a heightened risk of flooding and mudslides as heavy rains return. The state is grappling with the complex challenges of managing fire-prone landscapes while preparing for the impacts of a changing climate. More than 2 million acres of land in California are now designated as high or very high fire danger areas. These areas, often located near communities, are at increased risk of wildfire due to factors such as drought, overgrown vegetation, and human activity. As the state works to reduce wildfire risk through forest management, prescribed burns, and community preparedness measures, it must also address the potential consequences of these efforts. For example, prescribed burns, while essential for reducing fuel loads, can increase the risk of erosion and sedimentation in waterways. Balancing these competing priorities requires a holistic approach to land management that considers the interconnectedness of fire, water, and ecosystems. This includes investing in research to better understand the long-term impacts of wildfire and climate change on California's landscapes. Section 9. Arid future challenges for reservoirs and water management. Ongoing drought and a drier future challenge. California's water management. Lake Mead and Lake Powell, key water sources, face low snowpack issues. The overallocated Colorado River can't meet all user demands. This leads to declining reservoirs and increased state tensions. Upcoming water rights meetings are crucial. 7 states and federal officials must collaborate for solutions. California, the largest user, plays a critical role. Embracing conservation and collaboration is essential for a reliable water supply.